Tiger community, thank you for joining us in celebrating the class of 2020. In true Rock Springs fashion, when things get difficult, our community comes together to support each other. You will find a program for tonight's celebration in the description of the broadcast. Thank you to the school and district staff, our students, and Tiger families for helping make tonight a true celebration. Make yourselves at home. Get those air horns and cheering voices ready. Make sure your graduate has their tassel on the right and all associated parts pinned down for the weather. Let's get this celebration started. Please join Yadira for the pledge and welcome.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. My name is Yadira Vicencio Delgadillo. I'm the student body parliamentarian, and it is my pleasure to welcome friends and family to the commencement of the Rock Springs High School graduating class of 2020. None of us expected senior year to be celebrated like this. Even though our graduation may not be traditional, we are making history as we speak and cannot take these moments for granted. When times are hard as they are now, we must be there for each other. We miss state competitions, senior nights, concerts, prom, and many other events we were looking forward to in these last couple of months. May our graduation be the amazing moment that is the light in our darkness. This class entered the world during the horrific event of 9/11 and is now graduating during a worldwide pandemic. We are living proof that we can get through any situation, no matter the circumstances. We did it, Tigers. I'm excited to see where life takes us in the future. Congratulations again to the quarantine class of 2020.
Hello, I'm Annika Searood, and this year I've had the honor of being student body president. I hope that your Wi-Fi is working well so that you can enjoy what I have to say tonight. If not, you can go ahead and turn it down for this part. It'll be brief. I know that everyone's probably not thrilled that we don't get to sit in the wind while we try and figure out what everyone's saying through muffled speakers. But I'll try and make this just as memorable for you. So when I was younger, I was afraid of the dark. I know that this fear wasn't uncommon, but looking back, it seems so irrational. I remember sprinting to my bed after I flicked off the lights, hoping that nothing in the dark could get me. School, on the other hand, was never something that I was afraid of. When I walked into kindergarten on the first day, I don't remember being scared or nervous. Honestly, I don't remember much of anything. I do remember that I was friends with all the people in my class and that I always wanted to be the line leader. Unfortunately, when your last name starts with an S, that doesn't really put you towards the front of the line. It's insane to me to think that kindergarten was 13 years ago, and that all the people that I used to share my crayons with are now old enough to vote and buy a lottery ticket. We might not realize it, but these years went by fast. We started off learning to tie our shoes and getting excited when our baby teeth fell out, and now we can drive and are trying to figure out what we're going to do for the rest of our lives. Out of all these years, these last 4 may have been the most important. Whether you loved or hated high school, in these years, we grew substantially. If you don't believe me, think back to your freshman year, when you were fresh out of 8th grade and still need to call your parents if you needed a ride. And now, we're becoming adults. We have our diplomas, and we're ready for the next part of our life. Apart from the days that we stayed home sick and couldn't fathom waking up to go to first hour at 7:30 in the morning, we all worked hard each and every one of the days leading up to this one. You might claim that you didn't work hard at all and that you just barely got through on the bare minimum. Or maybe you studied hard and got the best grades that you could possibly manage. But either way, you worked hard and you earned it. You graduated high school, and that's something to be proud of because not everyone can say that. And if that's not enough, you did it online during a global pandemic, so you get an extra gold star for that. I've heard a lot of people say that they're nervous or even scared for what comes next. I hear people say, I don't have enough brains or money or motivation to do what I want in life. And these are all real fears. I would be lying if I said that I didn't have any fears about what comes after today. And if I asked you why you were scared of these things, you might say, I don't know. And since we started school, we were told that I don't know was not an acceptable answer. No matter who your teacher was or what they were teaching you, you could never say I don't know. But today, I don't know is an acceptable answer. Because the truth is, you're not scared of colleges or sitting in classrooms because you've been there before. You're scared of not knowing. Not knowing what comes next is scary. And even if you think that you know what the future holds, you still don't know what every detail holds. So to make this fear seem a little less overbearing, remember that you've had this fear before and that everything was okay. When I was younger and I was turning off my lights and leaping into bed because I didn't want anyone to get me, I wasn't afraid because it was dark. I was afraid because I didn't know what was around me anymore. I was scared because I knew if I looked under my bed to check for monsters, I wouldn't be able to tell if they were there or not. But no matter how terrified I was, I fell asleep and I woke up the next morning to my parents saying good morning to me. And it was like nothing had ever happened. So I just want to say good morning to you all. Because you made it through the dark and you finished high school. You have what it takes and you put in the work. So now you don't have to be scared. So whatever you have next, even if you have nothing planned at all, don't be scared. Because you're just standing at the light waiting for the dark to pass. You can be scared of trying to go to college and get good grades or find enough money to conquer your dreams. But one day, you'll realize that you're not scared because it's finally morning and you accomplished everything that you wished to. I know every year that people say, this class is going to change the world. But instead of saying that cliche in my speech, I'll instead say, this is a class that persevered when the whole world changed, because the whole world truly did change in these past few months. Our generation is one that's unforgettable, because we bore the brunt of these hardships. Did the class of 2019 or any class before it have a 3-month spring break? No, I don't think so. We might not have known that our last day of high school was truly our last, or that we would never walk back into that building, but that didn't stop us from graduating. And right now, that might be a hard pill to swallow. And looking back, you may always wish that things worked out a little differently. But our senior year is different than any year that came before us and any year that will come after us. People read about the class of 2020 forever, so I think if anyone was keeping score of who the most memorable class was, we win, hands down. So even though the price of hand sanitizer, it costs more than your college tuition, and then you can never cough in public again without getting a dirty look, this year has been unforgettable, and I think that's a good thing. So whatever you do next, whether you're taking some time off or going straight ahead into the next part of your life, remember not to be scared of the dark. That one day, the things that were scary will start to seem humorous, because one day you'll walk across that stage or pay off that debt or not have to wear a mask in the grocery store. And you'll look back and realize that you got through it and that there's no reason to be scared anymore. The class of 2020 is truly unforgettable, so try to do something worth remembering. Thank you. Go Tigers.
Thank you, Annika, for your student address. Thank you for reminding us that in each situation, we get to move through the fear to the good morning that awaits us on the other side. It is now my honor to recognize this year's Principal's Honor students. These students exemplify academic scholarship as defined by the Wyoming Hathaway Honor Scholarship criteria, including high grade point averages, high standardized test scores, and continued selection of challenging coursework. These students have worked hard and have been supported by many, including their families, their teachers, and this community. I am confident that they will go on to do great things. Please join me in honoring each of these students. Michaela Kramer, Hannah Crockett, Alyssa Bedard, Destiny Britton, Abby Christman, Braden Conover, Elizabeth Croft, Julian Delgadillo Lovato, Bradley Hunsaker, Celeste Keelan, Michael Kozlowski, Brixon Mathis, Emmanuel Odoku, Caden Patton, Aaron Poyer, McKenna Price, Valerie Slight, Zachary Smith, Catherine Spann, Annika Seavrud, Paola Please give these amazing young people one more round of applause. Now join me in welcoming Miss Kelly McGovern, our Superintendent of Schools.
Hello, Rock Springs High School students and parents. I have the opportunity to announce the All-Around Student Award for 2020. The mission of Rock Springs High School states, "We strive to attain our full potential by developing the necessary mindsets, skills, and knowledge to grow as lifelong learners and be productive members of society." There are many awards that are given to students at Rock Springs High School, which acknowledge the various levels of success, such as awards for academics, athletics, and extracurricular activities. There are few awards that students receive which give recognition for all-around success, inclusive of one's achievements, community service, personal growth, and ability aligned to the mission statement of Rock Springs High School. This is one of those awards. The recipient of this award has been chosen by Rock Springs High School teachers and faculty, who are charged with molding and educating young minds to become society's leaders. The Rock Springs High School faculty know our students best and challenge students to do their best and assist them in reaching their full potential. A few qualities that staff have shared about the recipient of this award are a caring heart, leadership abilities, spirit of perseverance, and demonstrated dedication. The potential of this student has been demonstrated early on by their intellect, service to the community, involvement both within and outside Rock Springs High School, and plans to pursue an exercise physiology degree following graduation. The winner of this award has not been shared until this time. The student who is about to be recognized for this outstanding award has achieved the level of success that teachers would like to see with all of their students. Our student has participated in the following clubs and activities: Cowboys Against Cancer, Rock Springs High School Community Blood Drive, Make-A-Wish, Student Council Vice President for 3 years, and Executive Board Vice President her senior year, Soccer Team Captain, U.S. Marine Corps Distinguished Athlete Award, Wyoming High School Activities Association Good Sportsmanship Award, and a recipient of the Wyoming Congressional Awards for consecutive years. She has a weighted GPA of 4.2. In addition to her involvement in activities and athletics, her academic achievements include college classes while in high school, National Honor Society, and voted Outstanding Female Sophomore Health Occupations Career Academy student in 2018. Indeed, this student represents the true definition of all-around student: intelligent, caring, a dedicated leader both inside and outside of Rock Springs High School. It gives me great pleasure to announce on behalf of the staff at Rock Springs High School this year's All-Around Student Award recipient. Congratulations, Alyssa Bedard.
Hello everyone, my name is Hannah Crockett and I'm the salutatorian for the class of 2020. I'd like to start by thanking parents, teachers, administration, and students for all working together to adapt to the changes that have been posed in response to the COVID-19 crisis. The events put on by the school and the community have made me so proud to be a Tiger and have really shown how dedicated everyone in this town is to each other. Whether it was the Cruise the Drag event, the Adopt a Senior program, or the literal parade of people bringing awards to seniors until 10 p.m., everyone in this town has proven how much they care. As everyone knows, we're living in an uncertain time. It's no secret that this isn't how graduation was supposed to go. I've been looking forward to walking across that stage since I graduated kindergarten, and I'll admit that part of me is sad that I'm not getting a traditional ceremony. But even through the school's closing, activities being canceled, and the loss of prom, Rock Springs High School has continued to do the best it can in order to give every student a quality education, as well as to make sure that every senior still gets the memories that we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. I know that I speak for every senior when I say that I will be forever grateful for the compassion that the staff has provided. I feel that my class is in a unique position. Even though it definitely doesn't compare to the weight of a pandemic, it's still hard for many of us to miss out on these last few months of school and all the memories that are supposed to go with it. I think it's important to acknowledge that none of us are happy with the situation, and that's okay. It's normal for us to be sad that we don't get to say goodbye on the last day to our favorite teachers, or to feel frustrated that we bought that gorgeous prom dress for nothing. But I think what's more important than that is to remember that all things considered, we still get a pretty good experience. Today is a day that makes it easy to be aware of what we're missing, but instead, I hope that you will all use today as a reminder that we still have so many things worth celebrating. I'd like to give a few personal shout-outs. To my parents, thank you for your unconditional support. Without it, I wouldn't have had the courage to do any of the things that enabled me to be sitting here today. To Dr. Campbell, thank you for teaching me that kindness is the easiest way to make the world a better place and that everybody deserves compassion. And to the debate team, thank you for giving me the environment that I needed to become the best version of myself. From the freshmen to the coaches, I am glad that I met every single one of you. Now, because I'm contractually obligated to be a little bit sappy, I want to tell all of my classmates that I am so glad I was a part of this class. I want you all to know that I am honored to know you. In some way, every one of us has shaped the lives of every single one of our peers. Regardless of who our friends were or who they weren't, I know that we are all who we are today because we knew each other, and I truly believe that we are better for it. This is likely the last time that we'll all be connected as we are. I hope that everyone will look back on these past 4 years and remember that every person you passed in the hallway is now a part of your story. And that's something we'll share for the rest of our lives. I'm happy I got to know all of you, and I am proud of who you have helped me become. The UN Secretary General recently made a statement regarding the pandemic, saying, "We're in this together, and we will get through this together." And I cannot think of a better way to sum up this experience of the class of 2020. Our graduating class has faced the challenges of regular high school, combined with the unique challenge of trying to graduate during a global crisis. But in every struggle we've had, we've succeeded together by relying on our friends, teachers, and community as a whole. Class of 2020, we have made it through, and I am proud to be a part of this class, and I can't wait to see who we will all become.
At 9:30 p.m. 12 days ago, or however many it was, practically the entire administrative team showed up on my front doorstep and handed me a giant poster that had the word valedictorian in intimidating block letters plastered across the front. And as soon as they were here, they vanished into the night, leaving me with a handful of goodies and an ego inflated more than the balloons that came with my poster. 20 minutes after that, I was searching the internet, somewhat frantically looking for ideas for this speech, because I had no clue what comprehensive life philosophy I was going to say to you all today. I mean, heck, I'm a 17-year-old bookworm. I have more answers to math tests and English quizzes than what we all learned in the past 4 years together. Regardless, I make sure to scour the internet for some original ideas, because if I'm going to steal a valedictory speech off the internet, I'm going to want to make sure it's unique. Now, none of the ideas found in these speeches really sat right with me. I felt like they were missing something, a key aspect that would holistically complete our experience. Despite my not knowing what to say myself, I would feel disingenuous putting a speech entirely together from cliches and half-baked suggestions from some website. So, though it may not be spot on, I'll do my best to speak to you all from my own personal experience these past 4 years. Do you guys know that feeling when you get a letter in the mail from a friend or just someone you know, and you're just excited? Or even on social media, someone sends you a nice heartfelt message or just some meme they saw that made them think of you. And you get that nice, warm feeling that's like, dang, people care about me. My point is, it's less about the content that's in the letter and more that that person thought about you and they specifically reached out. It makes everyone feel awesome when they're thought about. Everyone at one point or another thinks that they don't provide enough to other people to be considered good enough. They think that they're not smart enough or that they're too awkward or that they don't look right. They look at themselves and they think that they don't provide X characteristic or Y personality trait, so they shouldn't talk to people that do. But the point isn't whether you have X or Y going for you. It's the fact that you're here. You have inherent value as a human being, no matter the traits that you think you don't have. Myself and many others look at some people and think they're untouchable, like they shouldn't approach them because that other person is just so much better than them in their eyes. But there are people that feel the exact same way about you in some activity or another, and nobody's better than anyone else, because we're all people, and we all deserve the friendship and camaraderie that comes with reaching out to others. With that, I'd like to briefly recognize a few people that have influenced my life in high school. But beyond that, I encourage you all to take this opportunity to show the same appreciation for the people that have gotten you through this wild adventure. To be the person that makes the active choice to reach out and to make others feel as awesome as they've made you feel. I'm going to do this less formally because, let's be honest, I'm not going to be super ceremonial for an event that you don't even need to wear pants to be at. So first, shout out to my mom and dad, Richard and Marlene Kramer. Dad, your patience and sensibility as a parent has set me up to be successful on my own. Mom, you had the insistence for success that complemented my dad's chillness. I can't forget my brother Kelby. Shout out to him. Being the younger child and trying to live up to the example my brother has made is a tall order, and I don't just mean in the literal sense. Shout out to some particularly cool teachers, though all of you are pretty awesome. Dr. Gamble, for always giving me critiques in my essays and never letting me walk away from an assignment without something more to learn. And to Mr. Redmond, for teaching me that the best leadership comes from one's own unique personality, not from trying to replicate another. As a side note, my mom told me not to make any jokes about Redmond's hair, or lack thereof. Shout out to the speech and debate coaching staff, Stephanie Cousins and Tiffany and Jeremiah Echeverry. You all helped me go from someone who had little to no experience in debate to a state champion within a season. Past the argumentative and speaking skills you all taught me, what I really learned was how to harness my passion for something and transform it into productive energy. And finally, shout out to Jake Stuckey. I think there are people in each of our lives that we need to thank. And especially in times of social distancing, we should make an even greater effort to reach out to ensure we all stay connected. But not only do we have to have presence in others' lives, we must have presence in the moment. I know it's my duty as valedictorian to tell you that the future is bright and we need to make our mark on the world and defeat fate and defy the odds. But I don't personally think that that's the right way to approach things. Our world has gotten so obsessed with the hustle culture and how lucrative it can be. You guys see those YouTube ads that are like, look at my $1 billion business that I built myself just from working hard. Working hard and looking to the future constantly keeps us away from the present. And while I'm not saying this is bad in its entirety, I do think there is some perspective to be had. Yes, we should work hard. And yes, we should care about our future, but this shouldn't come at the cost of our mental health and our relationships with others. Often, we are so caught up on getting into good colleges, finding a well-paying career, or just getting out of high school, that we fail to connect with others. We fail to take care of ourselves, and we fail to manage the stress and anxiety that comes with these situations. Many think that success is a choice between doing what's easy and what's hard. The easy stuff being talking with friends and, having a regular sleep schedule, and the hard being isolating yourself in your room and drinking dozens of Red Bulls just so that you can get that paper in on time. Obviously, we all have to make sacrifices, but we shouldn't have black and white thinking about life being either easy and failed or hard and successful. The easy and the hard go hand in hand. While the immediate results of staying up late day after day to finish homework or work on something we have to get done are satisfying in the short term, it comes at the cost of being able to produce consistent, strong showings in our quality of work over time. You all have gotten here by working hard. There's no doubt about that. But remember that this hard work needs to be balanced with an equally persistent desire to take care of yourself. We're all young enough now to be able to shift our focus and live happier lives, but it will not be easy. What I ask of the senior class is to work as diligently on yourself, your mental health, your daily routine, and your expansion into other social circles as you have your studies these past 4 years. This is no easy task, but the sooner we balance our priorities, the sooner we can become a connected, happy, and fulfilled class, on top of being hungry for success, looking forward, and achieving our hopes and dreams. Master Oogway, that turtle dude from Kung Fu Panda, said in the movie, "Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today's a gift." That's why it's called the present. Though using a movie quote in a valedictory speech is the definition of cliche, we need to be present in the moment by taking care of others and ourselves, right now. Class of 2020, I don't have all the answers. I don't know where the future is going to take us. But I do know that if we actively cultivate an attitude of caring, both inside ourselves and among others, we'll be just fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah and Michaela. You both continue to be a tough speaking act to follow. Your hours and hours of work with your speech and debate team has built public speaking skills second to none. As we gather in this non-traditional setting, let's frame today by looking back a little into the journey of the class of 2020. As noted by Yadi in her welcome, these young adults came into this world in the era of 9/11. They grew up knowing a very different kind of fear and a different kind of reality. They now celebrate their entrance into adulthood in a very different way and will be entering an altogether different reality. Different. Thinking about that word different brings back a memory I am sure many of you, parents and grandparents, will also share. I remember sitting in the living room around the one TV, yes kids, one TV in the whole house, watching 4 boxes appear on the screen and hearing a song. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things does not belong. And one Sesame Street character or another would prompt the littles watching to pick out what was different. As any child development expert would tell you, being able to identify the difference in things is an important developmental milestone, a very important skill. A skill that is transferable and moves into all academic areas and serves us well in life. Somewhere along the way, for many different people, different becomes associated with things that are negative and things that are associated with fear. Fear, too, is an important skill. It keeps us safe. In the words of Mr. McCran, it allows us to evolve. The pairing of the ability to identify differences with fear keeps us safe. Think about it. Remember stranger danger? The need to be able to look and see those around us and identify differences so we're not caught off guard to keep us safe. The same can be said for young adulthood when we tell our youngsters to be aware of the social situations around them, to keep an eye on their drink, to make sure their friends are near, because we want to keep them safe. On a more mundane daily basis, think about the bread you bought at the grocery store last week. You brought it home, you put it on the counter, you get ready to make some toast or some sandwich, And it just looks a little bit different. Knowing that it's different and knowing not to eat it keeps us safe. So all of these examples build a reality where fearing what is different is desirable. An evolutionary advantage. But I challenge you to think about it. Is fearing the different really serving us as individuals? Does it serve us as a greater community? Think about a few things that most of us would classify as different. The new kid. The course in school that's not your normal. The new school. A new teacher. A new job. A different boss. A different adventure. A new and exciting travel destination. A new approach to solving a novel problem. After thinking about that list, take a look back in history and think about some times when we allowed fear to drive our decision making. Think about the witch trials. Were they bad or different? Think about the internment camps of World War II that are all too close to us here. Think about past and continuing racial profiling. When we fear and then avoid the different, we miss out on chances to grow, chances to change the course of events, opportunities to positively impact the lives of others. You, class of 2020, are uniquely posed to embrace the different, to stretch beyond the fear to see the opportunity that lies in all that is different. Pick the different path. Choose to be inclusive in your circle. Different doesn't have to be paired with fear. It can be paired with growth and kindness and possibilities in your bright future. I challenge you, class of 2020, to embrace the different and make it amazing.
Gentry Scott Adams. Joseph Jalil Atkins. KAITLYN Atkinson. Montserrat Aguilar. Sage Madison Aldridge. Trevor James Allred. Zoshil Ruby Alvarado. Andrew Donovan Arnoldi. Nicholas Michael Arnoldi. Craig Isaac Ash. Micah Jeremiah Babcock. Jessica Karen Baylor. Grace Emily Banks. Alondra Barajas. Megan Janice Bartolik. Alyssa Marie Bedard. Kira Lavina Bell. Amaya Ann Bennett. Bryn Marie Berry. Rylee Elizabeth Lynn Berry. Zachary Paul Baz Berry. Julius Anthony Bertagnoli. Tyler Jerome Bilstein. Henry Ann Burchell. Donovan Riley Black. Kenzie Marie Blackburn. Kylie Marie Blackburn. Dominic Jason Boyer. Reese Olivia Brandt. Gage Sean Bridges. Destiny Lynn Britton. Cadence Grace Brown. Parker Martin Brown. Ross Edward Brown. Theron James Bryant. Michaela Jo Bullock. Jaycee Roland Campbell. Mariah K. Carroll. Stephen Tyrese Carter. Jason Allen Caudell. Kevin Cervantes. Trinity Faith Chrisan. Abby Jean Christman. Dylan Paul Christofferson. Braden Isaac Conover. Gabriel Eugene Copeland. Emily Jodella Corbett. Ian John William Cox. Silas Russell Cox. Abigail R. Krieger. Hannah Elizabeth Crockett.
Elizabeth Ann Croft.
Colton Christopher Davidson. Julian Joseph Delgadillo Lovato. John Travis DeRue. Caden Thomas Druce. Joshua Paul Dukewitz. Frida Sophia Duran. Liberty Jean Eddy. Thomas Lee Edwards. Shane Eugene Ellison. Nathan Daniel Feldmeyer. Deja Marie Fleck. Wyatt W. Fletcher. Sarah Elizabeth Fretwell. Destiny Lynn Fritzl. Ashley Lynn Frolic. Nikayla Marie Fry. Alexa Shalise Fuja. Rihanna Galvin. Jorge Benjamin Garcia Monteroso. Liliana Priscilla Garcia. Jada Jane Gatley. Hope Giles. Jonah Clay Goldman. Edgar Yael Granados. Dominic William Michael Gunyon. Allison May Gutierrez. Chase James Hall. Reagan Elizabeth Hamilton. Caden Warren Hansen. Holly Marianne Haslin. Carter Dell Hauser. Bailey Marie Henry. Lourdes Eugenia Hernandez Solas. Daisy Hernandez. Bradley Page Hunsaker. Andrew Michael Hunt. Seth Evan Hymas. Casey Lee Isaacson. Kadri McKay Jacobson. Jaylee Claire James. Austin Thomas Jankowski. Brendan Thomas Jasmine. Taylor Joan Johansson. Hannah Faith Johns. Dylan James Johnson. McKaylee Ashley Johnson. Brandon Lee Jones. Logan Clark Jones. Pacey Lee Morris Jordan. Dakota Spring Jorgensen. Carla Elena Gerardo. Celeste Abigail Keelan. Jennifer Lynn Kearns. Lance Allen Kettering. Arla Kenya Kinney. Creston Lee Klein. Carson Allen Knezevich. Alexia Kavanaugh Kolb. Michael Rudolph Kozlowski. Michaela Ann Kramer. Bobby Ross Croft. Trevor Alton Lansbury. Jason Donald Locke. Andrea Nicole Longfellow. Shanti Helena Longfellow, Roxana Lopez, Serenity Ann Lovely, Parley Edward Lowell, Garrett Allen Lewinsky, Tyler James Lowry, Kevin Omar Lazoya, Billy Tylen Ludwig, Angel Gabino Maldonado Ramos, Annalise Marie Malmgren, Meadow Marie Martin, Joshua Garrick Martinez, Waylon Cash Martinez, Avery Miles Tay Maslin, Brixon MacArthur Mathis, Connor Douglas McCloskey, Allison Grace McConnell, Mary Lynn McLaren, Sean Allen Metter, Allison Jordan Meidinger, Edgar Mendoza, Jose Jesus Moreno Villa, Peyton Ellen Miller, Trevor Jed Moon, Ricky Leanne Moore, Justin Michael Morgan, Gavin Reed Morell, Brandon Cade Mortensen, Justice James Nations, Christopher Alexander Navarro, Faith Marie Naylor, Anisirk Nieblas Sacido, Alejandro Nieblas, Jaden Randall Cole Nightingale, Kaylin Marie Nowland, Jana Nicole Oakley, Jordan Renee Odell, Emmanuel Chakwamika Adogwu, Kelechi Favor Okir, Jennifer Sherry Stout Olmos, Carlos Daniel Ortega, Cody J. Allen Pacheco, Braxton Cade Patterson, Caden Allen Patton, Aislinn Riley Pisoler, Dylan Michael Pedler, Chase Lane Peppers, Chase Riley Petty, Nikel Marie Philpott, Oscar Eduardo Piedra, Cameron May Parentoni, Sean Thomas Pinkham, Aubrey Dawn Pitt, Bailey Ray Pitt, Ashley Nicole Pogue, Ryan Eric Powers, Aaron Julia Poyer, Brisa Aislinn Proa, Harold Josue Quinones, Daniel Clayton Reed, Justice Andrew Reese, Peyton Amanda Ruth Reese, Michael Alexander Rodabaugh, Nicholas Parker Ross, Emma Victoria Rubeck, Damaris Reese, Jesus Octavio Reese, Carlos Salazar, Kaylee May Salgado, Mark Waldo Sanchez, Ryan Eric Shano, Dylan Michael Schultz, Michael Thomas Schultz, Conley Morgan Searle, Michaela May Showers, Rachel Eve Schuler, Joshua David Siegel, Valerie Ann Slight, Nichelle Haley Smith, Sam Russell Smith, Zachary Gehrig Smith, Catherine Elizabeth Spann, Kayla Dawn Story, Justin Dion Strock, Annika J. Seabrud, Kylie Nicole Tabler, Taryn Lee Talley, Chloe Elizabeth Tanner, Paula Terrazas Olmedo, Jennifer Alondra Terrazas, Jaden Jacob Tejerina, Landon Alexander Romero Toth, Genevieve Bray Tozzi, Madison Lee Trevelyan, Genesis Dylan Trujillo, Carson David Tyler, Manzarath Alejandra Baez, Kyler Casey Van Valkenburg, Skylar Thomas Van Fossen Owens, Megan Jade Vasa, Zachary Jonathan Vasquez, Lillian Grace Vavra, Yadira Vianette Vincencio Delgadillo, Haley Cassandra Victorio Heras, Madison Taylor Vigil, Gabriel Villalobos, Caden Dwayne Wagner, Rylee Ann Walker, Ashton David Walther, Favor Chamita Wanjoku, Jaden Daniel Weber, Savannah Eileen Wareheim, Allison Nicole Wheeler, KAITLYN Marie Wheeler, Brody White, Chase Noah Whitman, Cassie Lynn Whitaker, Chase Norman Williamson, Madison Faith Whitty, Chandler Dalton Wright, Alexis Rose Woolley, Angelina Nicole Lynn Yontis, Frank Anthony Zambi.
Class of 2020, I attest that all of you meet the qualifications outlined by Wyoming State Statute and Sweetwater County School District No. 1 policy. You are now Rock Springs High School graduates. On 3, please move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. And remember, if you choose to throw your cap, it can become dangerous on the way back down. 1, 2, 3. Thank you all for joining us in this event. Thank you once again for the support and encouragement all of you have given these young adults. I have been honored to work alongside of all of them and excited to see what they will do in this world. Be safe in your celebrations and have an amazing evening.